just when I thought things were going well, that game on Sunday with the rain delay and everything else, that was a disaster.
They've had some really appalling losses this season, and that might rank right up there with some of the other really bad ones. And we're only in June. We still got a ton of games to play. I wish I had an answer. I don't for Padre fans. I am surprised nobody has blown their lid in this town yet at Padre baseball. Padre baseball, which is in fourth place in the National League West. Padre baseball, which is sub 500 still. Padre baseball, which has lost 18 games to bad teams this year already. It's only June. Padre baseball, you can find all their offensive statistics in the lower quadrant on ESPN.com. Batting average, slugging average, on-base percentage, OPS, the whole enchilada. There just has been no lashback from the fans yet, aside from the boos, which have started to become commonplace at Petco Park, and I'd never heard that until this year. But it's a team. It's starting rotation. They've pitched pretty well in the last couple of weeks, and they've wasted a bunch of good starting performances. Really concerned. We're in early June, and the bullpen looks badly fatigued. And I don't think there's anything left at El Paso to call up. It's just not what we expected. And they're 9 games out of first place in June. And to me, if you get 10 back before the 4th of July, I think you're in real trouble. And the most stunning thing is, who's in first place? Arizona. Hard to believe. Low-budgeted, rookie-dominated Arizona Diamondbacks are in first place, and the Padres are 9 games back of Arizona right now. The other factor, at breakfast this morning, I looked at the standings. I counted 8 teams, 8 in front of the Padres fighting for the 3 wild card spots in the National League. 8.
Wow.
So they're going to need some type of red hot spell here to vault that many teams to get themselves back in the playoff race. Now, we've got a lot of games to be played, but I'm sorry. You're cheerleading in left field, and I can hear you all the time. And what makes you believe that they're going to be different 3 weeks from today than what we've seen in the last 3 weeks or the last 10 weeks of the baseball season? It's just mind-boggling. They have not been able to put this thing together.
They haven't won more than 3 in a row. And so I thought that the Sunday was going to be the 4th in a row. That failed. They haven't won a series of at least 3 games or more. I mean, they need to get, it's like that movie Major Leagues is, if you win 2, that's 2 in a row. If you win 3, that's a winning streak. They need a winning streak, of like 5-6 games to get rolling. But it's just, Snell pitched such a great game on Sunday, and you hated to see it, the bullpen blow it. I mean, Garcia comes up, gives up the 2-run bomb, and what a disaster. But still, the hitting, you got to score more than 4 runs if you're in Colorado.
Yeah, it's a big issue. By the way, speaking of big issues, we'll just step off the track here. Dodgers got big issues. Boy, are they in a bad tailspin, and they're hitting a ton of home runs, and their batting averages have gone up. But they can't keep pitchers healthy. They've got so many issues physically in the starting rotation, and the bullpen has just utterly fallen apart, and they have to keep using them because there's nobody else left. I've gone through the fact the Dodgers have had 7 pitching injuries already in April, May, and here we are in the 1st of June. And obviously the catastrophic one was to Dustin May, and then the setback to Walker Buehler, and now Julio Urias gets hurt again, and he's staying on the DL. He's not coming back. And the bullpen is terrible. Dodger team ERA is 4.43.
Wow.
That's the 3rd worst in the National League. And the Dodger bullpen, as we had talked about last week, in one 12-game stretch, and the bullpen has now lost 13 games for them. In that 12-game stretch, their bullpen had a 9.23 ERA. So they've got all types of problems. Now, they have a way out, because they got a lot of assets they could use in the farm system to maybe make a trade. And whether that's to go get Zach Greinke of Kansas City, who might be a valuable 3rd or 4th piece in the rotation, or Aroldis Chapman, who's having a big bounce-back year with the Royals, and the Royals are totally out of it. The Dodgers have the wherewithal, and they have the cap space to make a deal if they're willing to trade one of their young prospects, whether that's a pitcher at Oklahoma City or whether it's the young bats they've got in the system to go get an arm. The Padres, I don't think, John, have any resources to use at the major league level. Do you want them to trade Jackson Merrill or one of the other really lower level prospects? And is Peter Seidler willing to take on any more salary, considering he is up against a third luxury tax violation? So Dodgers might have a solution. I don't think the Padres solution is it has to come from within.
Well, you got big game Bob coming back, Robert Suarez, right? So when he makes a huge difference when he comes back. But, you got these other guys like Tapia, is kind of bouncing back and forth between El Paso. Once they get everyone healthy, I mean, is Pomeranz coming back, or do we just need to cut bait on that guy?
Well, they're not going to release him because that'd be the cruel thing to do. But I don't know that we'll ever see him pitch again in a Padre uniform. It's the final year of a contract, and he's been hurt much more than he's been on the mound. So I don't think that's possible. But the solution to me has to come from that batting order.
Oh, clearly. Yeah. I mean, it's a hitting problem with San Diego. As far as the Dodgers go, historically, they've always had a great bullpen. I remember Blake Trinan. I mean, he was always a solid 7th, 8th inning guy. I mean, he broke down as well.
Two surgeries.
All these guys, so the Dodgers are having a tough go. And meanwhile, Corbin Carroll and the Diamondbacks are just lighting the world on fire.
Yeah, their pitching has been really impressive. Their batting order led by Ketel Marte and a really bunch of young guys, and Carroll, likely Rookie of the Year candidate. Now, there's a lot of baseball to be played. Only time will tell whether Arizona can continue this pace, but there's a lot of baseball to be played, and the Padres and Dodgers have to solve their problems, and there are a lot of problems with both those teams right now.
Yeah.